Any age, any gender, any socioeconomic status can go through mental illness.
पागल वो व्यक्ति है जो एक ही काम को बार बार कर रहा है.
Goal is important.
Really a psychiatrist is about.
अर्जुना को पैनिक अटैक आया था.
ADHD, bipolar.
सिंपैथी नहीं चाहिए, एम्पैथी चाहिए. यो हनी सिंह, he has bipolar.
मेरा बच्चा मेरा सुन नहीं रहा है, उसके हाथ में मोबाइल दे दो.
They actually become slave to that app.
ओवर एम्बिशियस बहुत हो गया है.
Spend time emotionally. तो हफ्ते में IPL सीजन शुरू होगा. Families are getting ruined. Best way to recover from any love failure is
Overthinking is a disease or a habit.
take life one day at a time.
So great morning everyone, and today I'm very excited and मेरे एक्साइटमेंट के दो कारण हैं. पहला कारण है सेल्फ ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन सीरीज का ये पहला पॉडकास्ट हमारा रहने वाला है. एंड सेकेंड रीजन मेरे एक्साइटमेंट का है जो हमारे साथ में की नोट स्पीकर आज रहने वाले हैं. इट्स लाइक एन ऑनर फॉर मी कि एक ऐसे विजनरी पर्सन से मैं मिलने वाला हूं और आप सभी से मुलाकात करवाने वाला हूं जिन्होंने अपने फील्ड का नॉलेज दूरदर्शन, रेडियो मिर्ची एंड रेड एफएम में बहुत अच्छे तरीके से दिया है. He is the founder and the chief psychiatrist of MV Clinics, which is the fastest growing mental health clinic chain and has expanded more than 6 clinics across Telugu states in just 18 months. And his dedications and expertise has led to successful treatments of over 10,000 happy patients. And he's also an author and for the book named Trivia in Mental Health. एंड इनकी क्रेडेंशियल बहुत ज्यादा है, टाइम कम पड़ेगा. तो चलिए आज के इस पॉडकास्ट में हमारे की नोट स्पीकर को बुलाते हैं. ही इज नन अदर देन आवर ओन डॉक्टर मधु वंशी जी.
Thank you so much अनुप जी for giving me this immense opportunity. ये मेरी बहुत खुशी की बात है and I'm feeling very happy that I'm part of this podcast. And through this small or enlightening podcast, I would like to share my thoughts, insights about mental health and lot of other things. And ये current generation में, current दुनिया में mental health बहुत बहुत जरूरत है. And after COVID, मैं देख रहा हूँ mental health issues have just risen. They're just rising like anything. Unemployment है, a lot of stressors, family issues, financial issues, uh, multiple reasons. So only way we can do is we can enlighten them. So if they can understand what is mental health, they can definitely come out and seek help if it is needed.
करेक्ट. So, Madhu ji, most welcome once again to our podcast and thank you for accepting our invitation. एंड आज के पॉडकास्ट की शुरुआत थोड़ा अलग करते हैं. एंड मेरे दिमाग में एक पर्सन रिकॉल हो रहे हैं और उनका थॉट आ रहा है. इज वन ऑफ द जीनियस पर्सन जो हमने अपने अर्थ में देखा है. हिज नेम इज एल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन. एल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन ने इंसैनिटी के ऊपर में बताया था कि पागल वो है जो व्यक्ति बार बार एक ही चीज को कर रहा है और रिजल्ट जो है ना वो डिफरेंट पाना चाहता है. इस थॉट पे आज की जनरेशन पे भी अगर हम देखें ना तो बहुत सारे यंगस्टर्स एंड बहुत सारे डिफरेंट डिफरेंट फील्ड में जो इंडिविजुअल्स है दे आर डूइंग गुड, रेगुलर बेसिस पे वर्क कर रहे हैं. बट लेकिन जो एक्सपेक्टेशन रिजल्ट है ना वो सेम एफर्ट के वजह से नहीं मिल पा रहा है. सो इसका मेंटल हेल्थ पे क्या रोल है?
Hmm. Can you repeat the question, Anup ji?
एल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन ने मधु जी ऐसा बताया था कि पागल वो व्यक्ति है, या पागल का डेफिनेशन उन्होंने दिया था कि जो एक ही काम को बार बार कर रहा है बट ही इज एक्सपेक्टिंग कि मुझे रिजल्ट डिफरेंट मिलना चाहिए.
Hmm. Correct. So what we say is, ये theory में a solution or a path or a goal for anything has multiple routes. It need not be एक ही route से वो solution आ जाएगा. In fact, ये longer route रहेगा, थोड़े लोगों को shorter route रहेगा, थोड़े लोगों को it will be a crisscross method. But anyhow, if you're able to reach the goal, that's amazing. But मेरे हिसाब से what is important is you enjoy that journey. Yes, goal is important. Goal is definitely important. But enjoying that journey is even more important. How you fall down in a journey, how you get up in a journey, how you get back to yourself, how do you, if there is a big uh, setback in your life, कुछ बड़ा setback आ गया है and you're not feeling good and you bounce back after that. That is the learning process. That is what you have to like. हाँ, गोल तो आएगा जाएगा, ये नहीं तो और एक गोल आ जाएगा. Next another goal will come in. Goalpost keeps on changing. But if you're not enjoying the journey, then it will be a real struggle. So do not run behind the goals. Just enjoy the journey, and wherever you go, you'll definitely be happy.
Super. So, Madhu ji, since you are a psychiatrist, हमारे इंडिया में एक बहुत अलग सा ट्रेंड है। साइकेट्रिस्ट के पास में वही जाता है जो पागल है, या कोई जा रहा है तो लोग जनरली एक थॉट बनाते हैं कि दिस पर्सन इज मैड। व्हाट रियली अ साइकेट्रिस्ट इज अबाउट?
Correct. Unfortunately, because ये stigma के वजह से and movies के वजह से lot of movies have shown psychiatrists in a bad way. But let me assure you, Anuj ji, 99% of the patients are normal patients. They're sane patients. You won't believe, मुझे सबसे पिछला जाति, I mean very very small हाउस से आते हैं, छोटा सा घर से, झोपड़ी से आते हैं, and then there are people who come from one of the biggest families. द हाँ, मुझे आप बोल सकते हैं सर, ये छोटे फैमिली से कैसे आते हैं? दे डोंट इवन नो व्हाट इज मेंटल हेल्थ, दे डोंट इवन नो व्हाट इज डिप्रेशन, दे डोंट इवन नो व्हाट इज एंजाइटी. बट उनको भी होता है. यूजुअल हमारे फ्रेंड्स या कोई बोलते सर मैस्लोस हायरार्की होना है. सो व्हाट इज मैस्लोस हायरार्की? पहले आप फूड देखना है, शेल्टर देखना है, देन यू सी द नेक्स्ट कंफर्ट, देन नेक्स्ट कम्स योर मेंटल पीस. बट दैट डजंट अप्लाई हियर. Anybody in this world, any age, any gender, any socioeconomic status can go through mental illness. And for that, a psychiatrist is helpful. So, who is a psychiatrist? Psychiatrist is somebody who has done MBBS for a period of 5.5 years, then MD. It's a post graduation degree for a period of three years. So, we have almost roughly around 9 to 10 years of experience. Then we get to see patients. So क्या डिफरेंस है सर? हम सोचते हैं साइकोलॉजिस्ट भी हो सकता है, काउंसलर भी होता है. क्या डिफरेंस है? द डिफरेंस इज अ साइकियाट्रिस्ट कैन give medicines also along with counseling, but a psychologist or a counselor, of course psychologist counselor have a different streams आते हैं. BA करते हैं, MA करते हैं, MPhil करते हैं. It's a different stream, but they can never give you medicines. Why I say you medicines is also important because this is called a biopsychosocial model. There are biological changes happening in the body. Say for example depression में हमारा happy hormone बोल के रहता है serotonin. Serotonin is decreased in the body. That is the reason depression sets in, anxiety sets in. So of course serotonin should be normalized. तो अगर आपके बॉडी में कैल्शियम कम हो गया, we give calcium. If your vitamin D is low, we give you vitamin D. Similarly, अगर आपका serotonin कम हुआ है, then we give you serotonin. So this is a biological activity also going on. Apart from the social factors, of course, there are financial stressors. We are not doing well. There must be huge debt है, बड़ा सा loan है, हो सकता है. Those are also there. Those are social factors. But biologically also, certain things are impacted in the body. That is why genetic comes into play. If somebody in your family is having depression, there is a higher chance or preponderance that आपको depression आ सकता है. So definitely there is a biological aspect, social aspect, and also the psychological aspect. ये तीनों चीजें मिलके a person gets affected mentally.
Correct, correct.
Therefore, we have to look in a holistic way, and that is done usually by a psychiatrist.
सुपर। मधु जी, आपके पॉइंट को ही अगर हम कंटिन्यू करें ना, सो अभी का जो ट्रेंड है, स्पेशली स्पीकिंग अबाउट सोशल मीडिया एंड सो मच इंफॉर्मेशन इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी का ज़माना है, एंड सो डू एनजाइटी एंड डिप्रेशन के पेशेंट्स की नंबर्स भी बहुत बढ़ रही है, स्पेशली इन इंडिया ऑल्सो। सो वन ऑफ द मोस्ट फेमस ट्रेंड या चीज़ें जो चल रही वो ये है, अगर आप एनजाइटी या डिप्रेशन के शिकार हो रहे हैं, यू डू वन थिंग, स्टार्ट थिंक पॉजिटिव, starting doing self affirmation, positive affirmation, be in the positive people, in the company of the positive people. This will help you to fight for your anxiety and depression for any person who is looking in such cases. But when an individual realizes, कब वो पर्सन को पता चले या कब वो सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन हो, नाउ इज द टाइम दैट आई नीड टू टेक अ प्रोफेशनल हेल्प। मैंने पॉजिटिव एफर्मेशन भी कर लिया, कंपनी भी अच्छा कर लिया, बट स्टिल इट्स नॉट हेल्पिंग मी। व्हेन आई विल कम टू नो दैट नाउ आई नीड टू स्पीक टू सम एक्सपर्ट पीपल।
Correct. So, Anupji, I just want to put across one counter argument, is that depression, anxiety, abhi hai, it's rising, I agree. But depression, anxiety has been there 100 years back as well, 200 years back as well. In fact, मैं आपको एक अच्छा ट्रिविया पॉइंट और समथिंग विच यू कैन पॉन्डर अपॉन, भगवत गीता में अर्जुना को पैनिक अटैक आया था. इट्स प्रॉपरली रिटन इन द बुक. कैसा है, स्वेटिंग आया था, पैल्पिटेशंस आया था, ही वाज नॉट फीलिंग वेल बिकॉज व्हेन ही वाज अबाउट टू गो टू द कुरुक्षेत्र वॉर अगेंस्ट हिज ओन ब्रदर्स, he was not willing, he had a big dilemma. So वो panic attack is written in Bhagavad Gita. And in fact, Lord Krishna was the first counselor. He actually took 16 sessions. If you see that Bhagavad Gita written part, 16 sessions है. So Bhagavad Gita के time से है mental health के बारे में, panic attack के बारे में. Maybe the words are different. Maybe the way they're spoken is different. Not just Bhagavad Gita, we've seen in other scriptures as well. In Islamic scriptures, Christianity scriptures, multiple places. What I'm trying to say is, ये depression, anxiety, or any mental health issue has been there since the start of mankind. Okay? But पहले उतना बाहर नहीं आते थे. They wouldn't come out and express themselves. But now because of the increased awareness, people are coming out. That is why you feel ये शायद ज्यादा हो गया है. But it has not increased. It was just there, maybe downside, downgraded, but not coming up. That was the only way. Yes. And second thing here, when do you come to a psychiatrist or a mental health professional? When do you actually come to them? According to me, any change in your biological activity. So, what do you mean by biological activity, sir? Is three things: any change in your sleep, any change in your appetite, or any change in your normal function. अगर ये तीन चीज आपको 4 to 7 days से ज्यादा चेंजेस आ रहे, से सपोज आप 6 से 8 घंटे सो रहे, and all of a sudden you're not feeling sleepy for a period of 4 to 7 days, only you're sleeping for 2 hours, 3 hours, उसके वजह से आपका वर्क एफिशिएंसी कम हो गया है, आप काम नहीं कर सकते, डेडलाइंस नहीं मीट हो रहे, योर एपेटाइट इज लो, एपेटाइट आप अच्छा 2-3 मील खा रहे थे, now it has reduced to 1 or half a meal for a period of 4 to 7 days, then you should seek professional help. Here, the important factor is a person who is going through it will never know that he's having some kind of illness. आपके फ्रेंड्स है, आपके फैमिली है, आपके साइड में बगल में कोई बैठ रहे, they will know it. They will know, अरे, why is he not doing well? What's wrong with him? Then you should take him to a professional. He will never say, I will go to a profession because he might not know what's happening to him. But the one who is beside him should take an active role and ask him just one question, kya hua hai? What's happening? Then if you feel it's not something which you can do good about or which you can cure it, then you should immediately take to a profession. When you come to me, it might not be a big depression. शायद a big anxiety नहीं हो सकता है. But it's always good to seek professional help and take that assurance. Okay, it's not a big thing, it's only a small thing. They'll give you certain guidance and then you follow it. Why I'm saying is that I see a lot of people coming in very late stages, 6 months के बाद, 1 year के बाद आते हैं. Then that is very late. A lot of things have boiled down. Say suppose the serotonin thoda kam hona hai, now it has decreased gradually, declined almost up to single digits. So it takes a lot of time, lot of effort. ज्यादा मेडिसिन देना पड़ता है, ज्यादा काउंसलिंग करना पड़ता है, ज्यादा थेरेपी देना पड़ता है. So it takes time. So my only thing is early identification important hai. If you're identifying these three changes in the body, you, your family, your neighborhood, or any friend, then you should immediately seek professional help.
ग्रेट. इसी चीज में मधु जी देर इज मच मोर थिंग्स लाइक ADHD, bipolar and एंजाइटी अटैक्स. ये सारी चीजें बहुत राइज में हो रहे हैं. इज दिस द सिग्नल कि अर्ली सिम्टम्स के ऊपर में ट्रीटमेंट नहीं लिया या प्रोफेशनल हेल्प सीख नहीं किया, सो इट्स एंडेड अप इन समथिंग लाइक ADHD, bipolar problems like that?
हाँ. So usually ADHD or bipolar, मैं कैसे बोल रहा हूँ, the initial biological changes, if you're not able to uh, get that person in those initial days, then it can land up into a very big thing. बाइपोलर हो सकता है, स्किज़ोफ्रेनिया हो सकता है, ADHD हो सकता है. So if you're able to come at a very early stage, treatment process is very easy, and people are willing to accept it. If you're in a later stages, patient will not be even willing to take the treatment. Say suppose a depression is so low, is so down. If you ask him to go for a walk, if you ask him to eat certain food, say suppose serotonin food बोल के रहता है, because serotonin is low, we give them serotonin food. Then he is not willing because उनका money नहीं है. There's no energy, there's no motivation, there's no pleasure out of eating things. So he won't be able to do it. But if you're able to get him at a very early stage, he'll just follow what you're saying. Maybe not 100%, at least 70% हो सकता है. Even that is enough to make things better. So early identification is important, and making sure that you do not resort to self counseling. अरे I'll take care of him, मैं बात करता हूँ. And most common thing सब लोग बोलते हैं, आप सोचना बंद कीजिए. Most common thing will say, आप सोच अरे बहुत सोच रहे हैं यार, बहुत नेगेटिव सोच रहे हैं. Even the patient knows that he knows thinking a lot. He understands that he is thinking a lot, and he wants to stop thinking. But the thing is, वो आते ही रहते. The thoughts keep coming. It's not in his control. The negative thoughts keep on coming. The ruminating thoughts keep on coming. It's never in his control. Therefore, you should never say that. That's why we say sympathy nahi chahiye, empathy chahiye. So what do you mean by empathy, sympathy, sir? Sympathy is that you, when somebody is crying, you say, "Yo, why are you crying? What happened?" Empathy is something you're in his shoes. When he's crying, you cry along with him. When he's happy, you're happy with him. When you're laughing, you laugh with him. Empathy is most important. And once you're in his shoes, you understand that why he's thinking, what he's thinking, and that is something which he cannot control. Only you can seek professional help, and that is when he can control his thoughts. That is when he can control his negative thoughts. That is when he can control his ruminating thoughts.
Super. So, Madhuji, the person who is already suffering from ADHD or something like this, bipolar, I can recall Alia Bhatt's interview. She's also said that she's suffering from ADHD. Now she's doing very much better. So, what basically we mean by ADHD and bipolar?
Um, ADHD has been rising, Anandji, especially in children. I've been seeing anecdotally, a lot of kids are coming across. One reason why I feel ADHD is rising is because of gadget usage, of phone usage. The thing is, आप एक reel देखते हैं और एक short देखते हैं, which is hardly for 10 seconds, 15 seconds, and then you scroll it up. So when you do that, the attention span of a kid or of a person is decreasing. When say about 20 years back or 10 years back or something like that, the way we used to get that kick or that happiness was reading a book. तो हम एक book, suppose एक बड़ा सा book है, we start reading it, we go through the characters, we understand it, we dwell in it. It takes some time to get that kick for about 7 days, 8 days. Now it's just a matter of 15 seconds. The same dopamine or the same dopamine is being given in 15 seconds. So that is when this attention deficit, ADHD, mein, the AD is called as attention deficit is happening because there's not much attention in him. So the same person, you tell him to sit down and study, he'll study not more than couple of minutes, not more than 3 minutes. He wants to do that, he'll get this, he'll go to another thing. So he keeps on changing. So attention is not there for a longer time. That is attention deficit. And second thing is hyperactivity. As there is not much attention and ज़्यादा काम कर रहे हैं, you feel as if he's being very hyperactive. You see it for 10 seconds he's sitting here, then he goes there, then he goes outside of his house. So there's a lot of hyperactivity going on because his mind is not in a state of having a proper attention. आप बोल सकते हैं, sir, is it only because of gadgets? Not necessary. That might be one of the reasons. There are genetic causes are there. There are a lot of biological causes. There are changes in the brains because there are neuronal networks which are not aligned properly. That's the reason it can happen. But definitely, this is a big problem in the current generation. And as we grow in age, say suppose 15, 16 years हो गया है, बच्चा बड़ा हो गया है, hyperactivity part reduces, but the attention part remains. Attention deficit part remains. So we just call it ADD usually in the later ages. Then for them, when they want to study, say suppose you want to crack an exam, NEET exam ले लीजिए. That's very difficult for him to crack because he's not able to put concentration. Suppose he gets into any good degree, he's not able to complete his studies, he's not able to focus on things. That is when it becomes very difficult, and lot of them fall into depression. Then they feel, Array, it's not happening with me, I cannot be in this world, I cannot be in this competitive world, what should I do, should I get out of this, how do I do? Some people have suicidal thoughts, some people have unfortunately ended up attempting or committing suicide. So it's very dreadful in the later stages. But अगर आप early में आ गए, if you come in the early stages, then definitely it is curable. Then definitely it's doable.
And in the case of bipolar, what happens there?
Ah, bipolar is also very interesting disease or a disorder, Anandji. I just want to tell you bipolar uh, by giving you one famous example, Anandji. As you know, one of the famous architect of modern UK is Winston Churchill. He has written anecdotally in his books, in his biography, that he was a patient, not a patient, or maybe an individual with bipolar disorder. So, in fact, when he went on to go for the war, they say he was in mania stage. मेनिया स्टेज क्या होता है? What do you mean by mania stage? Are you saying that somebody like Winston Churchill went into mania and then ended up doing such a big war? Yes, that has what has happened. So if this is a pole and this is normalcy, this is normalcy here, that it goes through ups and downs in your life. You're normal. Sometimes अच्छा रहेगा, थोड़ा low रहेगा. That's fine. This is normal. But if it goes below, this is called as depression. So depression क्या होता है? If you're low for a period of 2 weeks, not feeling good, आपको ताकत नहीं है, easy fatigability, no energy, no motivation. आप पहले क्रिकेट खेलते थे या क्रिकेट देखते थे, you're not interested to watch now. Sleep नहीं है, uh, there's disturbance in sleep, appetite, and you're not able to meet your deadlines. You're not able to concentrate on your work. This is called as depression, as it goes below your normals. But some patients can slowly go above your normal. This is called as mania. So mania क्या होता है? Mania is a state of excessive happiness, extreme happiness. We call it as elation, extreme elation रहता है. So if you ask them how are you, they say I'm extremely happy, I'm doing very good, and they're grandiose. Then they say there's a small person who's not doing some random work. He say that I'll become the chief minister of my state, I'll become the prime minister. Extreme grandiose ideas रहते हैं. Okay. Third thing is they do not sleep. अगर even if they do not sleep, they're very active. Say suppose आपको या मुझे, if you're normal and if you're not sleeping for 2 3 days, we feel अरे groggy, अरे I'm not feeling good, sleep नहीं आ रहा है, I'm not able to concentrate. But these people, even if they do not sleep, they become extremely happy. Hyper spending. So suppose they keep on ordering on Myntra, they keep on ordering on Amazon, then they want to groom every day. So these are all extreme happiness stage called as mania. So person can fall into mania or fall into depression. So he keeps on changing between mania and depression. So it's like he's going to two sides of a pole. Pole के इस तरफ जा रहा है, नहीं तो इस तरफ जा रहा है. So this is called as bipolar. So I've given an example of Winston Churchill, where all the people in the parliament said that आप नहीं जाना है, war को नहीं जाना है, it's not a good idea. But it was so, in such grandiosity that England can win, there will be no repercussions, I can take care of it, nothing will happen. Then he went into the war. It was a manic decision, and that is what it led to a big World War II. And of course, we know what happened in Japan later. So something dreadful can happen as well. So this is bipolar. हमको many of us know about depression. Many of us know हाँ depression होता है. But we should know something like this can also happen. Mania can also happen. One of the famous Bollywood singer है Yo-Yo Honey Singh. He has bipolar. He came out openly and he told that he has bipolar. So a lot of people are coming out. Robert Downey Jr., Hollywood में Downey Jr., he has bipolar. Selena Gomez has bipolar. So a lot of people are coming out. I'm sure a lot of other people have. Yeah, the statistical evidence shows that it's about 0.5 to 1%. Say suppose 100 people are here, 1% can have bipolar.
Okay.
Okay, so that's also a big amount or a big quantity. So bipolar is very dreadful. Sometimes when you're in mania stage, you don't know what's happening to you. You're really not in a position to take any decision.
Coming back once again for ADHD, Madhuji, I see many parents. Uh, मेरा बच्चा मेरा सुन नहीं रहा है, उसके हाथ में मोबाइल दे दो, वो शान से काम करेगा, बच्चा मैं भी शान से करूंगा. ओके.
Hmm.
सो फॉर इंडिविजुअल, स्पेशली जो यंगस्टर्स हैं, जो बच्चे किड्स हैं, उनको एडीएचडी के दिक्कत ना हो, व्हाट इज द रोल ऑफ द पेरेंट्स? पेरेंट्स से बच्चा सुनता नहीं है, अभी मैं काम करूं या फिर बच्चे का ख्याल रखूं? सो एज अ साइकेट्रिस्ट, फॉर पेरेंटिंग, व्हाट यू विल बी गिविंग द एडवाइस?
वन एडवाइस अनुज जी, आपके पॉडकास्ट के माध्यम से बोलना चाहता हूँ, नेवर गिव हिम गैजेट्स। आपको उनको गैजेट्स के बारे में एक बार भी उनको नहीं दिया, एक्सपीरियंस नहीं करवाया, then he doesn't know what it is. Even if you give him a phone later on his hand, he'll just throw it off thinking, what is it, some random, some black screen you're giving, I don't know what it is. In fact, I have a lot of patients who have followed, and when you give him a phone, he doesn't even see it. ये क्या है, what is it? He doesn't understand what it is. You don't require people to know about phone. आप बोल सकते हैं, मुझे आके पेशेंट्स बोलते हैं, सर मेरा बच्चा यूट्यूब में ये डालता है, ये जाके डॉक्टर अनूप अग्रवाल जी का पॉडकास्ट डालता है, बट यू आर वेरी हैप्पी अबाउट what he's doing, but are you knowing what are the side effects of it? अगर जरूरत है फ्यूचर लेटर ऑन, मे बी कुछ ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन है, एनीथिंग है, he will learn it, but right now he doesn't require. And second thing is modeling. क्या मॉडलिंग क्या होता है, आप पूछ सकते हैं कि, सो आप अगर फोन यूज कर रहे हैं, एंड आई एम फादर एंड आई एम यूजिंग फोन, एंड योर सन इज बिसाइड यू, ही वांट्स टू मॉडल व्हाट यू डूइंग, ही वांट्स टू फॉलो व्हाट यू डूइंग, सो आप पहले फोन नहीं यूज करना है, यू शुड नॉट यूज द फोन फर्स्ट, देन you can tell your kid to not use. If you want to engage, play some activity, play something, play a board game, go out, walk, go to a park, run with him, dance with him, do something where he tries to model you. If you're using phone, he will also start using phone. If you use computer, he will also use computer. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell is, uh, he will follow what you're saying. So the first 5 years, make sure you're not using phone, your family is not using phone, and second thing is, uh, do not give him phone at any cost. And थोड़े लोग बोलते हैं, सर खाने के टाइम तो देना पड़ेगा because he doesn't eat otherwise. Because आप आदत करे, you made him used to the fact that when he's eating, he should be using phone. If you do not make him use the phone even during while eating, and do some other activity, definitely things will be fine and he'll definitely eat. हाँ शायद थोड़ा तकलीफ हो सकती है initially, some kind of difficulty might be there, but once he gets used to it, once you also get used to that rigor, things will fall into place. So थोड़ा effort चाहिए. And especially because of this rising nuclear families, Anupji, joint families कम हो रहे हैं. There's only mother, father, and only the kids. तो क्या हो रहा है, मदर काम को जाती है, फादर भी काम को जाना है, both are working professionals. So in that process, parenting is taking a big hit, and that is affecting them later on in life. So even if somebody has to slow down, so maybe a mother can slow down or a father can slow down in his career to just to take care of the kids a bit, then that will be a better idea. Because I do not want them to go in big trouble later on when they have to end up losing their jobs or quitting their jobs to take care of the kids. I've seen a lot of kids, a lot of parents, kids. Initially, they don't do all these things. Later on in their life, something big happens to the kid and then they have to quit the job. So if you can just slow down a bit, maybe cut down your working hours, spend time, talk to your kid, play with him, talk to him, then that will be a better idea.
We can also take it as in this sense also, ना मधु जी, ओवर एम्बिशियस बहुत हो गया है. देर इज ऑल्सो
Correct.
नो डाउट फायर, देर इज इन एनी सेक्टर, एंड एवरी सेक्टर देर इज अ फाइट, कंपटीशन बहुत टफ है. सो पीपल आर फीलिंग लाइक नहीं, मुझे आगे बढ़ना है, मुझे आगे बढ़ना है. एंड देन एट लेटर स्टेज, एज यू सेड, एक टाइम ऐसा आता है जब पीछे मुड़ के लाइफ को देखते हैं तो किया बहुत कुछ है, लेकिन हकीकत में कुछ वो मिलता नहीं है इन टर्म्स ऑफ
Correct.
child happiness, in terms of family happiness. So is this something like over ambitious का चीज है?
करेक्ट. सो materialistic हो गया है जी. People are running behind cars, running behind big big bungalows. यस, जो आपके बच्चों को बड़ा सा गाड़ी दे सकते हैं, बड़ा सा गैजेट खरीद सकते हैं, वन ऑफ द लेटेस्ट आईफोन खरीद सकते हैं, आईपैड खरीद सकते हैं. बट एंड ऑफ द डे, materialistically, a kid is never happy. He needs emotions. I'm talking specifically the kid point of view because they're important for me because rising child psychiatric issues are there. Autism we have one of the big issues happening. So where I feel is that if you're able to spend time emotionally, if you're able to spend time through your heart, that is more important. Nobody wants big cars, or even if you buy in the smallest of the thing, even if it's a small chotusa car which you get on the street, is very happy. But the fact that you spend time, you talk to him, you understand him, you make him learn things in a better way, I think that is most important.
एब्सोल्युटली. इसी में एक और चीज है मधु जी, देर इज मेटेरियलिस्टिक गेन के लिए पीपल गोइंग फॉर गैम्बलिंग, एंड इट्स सो इजी राइट
Mm,
नाउ, इट्स सो इजी. इट्स जस्ट वी विल सी द सीजन इज कमिंग आउट. पूरा सीजन है साल का गैम्बलिंग का. सो व्हाट इज योर टेक एज अ साइकेट्रिस्ट, द पीपल हु आर इनटू इट, द family whose kids, whose family members are bound to go over it? What's your take on it?
mm. Unfortunately, Anupji, gambling has been rising like an अभी एक दो हफ्ते में आईपीएल सीजन शुरू होगा. I You don't believe me, families are getting ruined. So gambling uh, is one of the biggest addiction right now, Anand ji. Yes, alcohol hai, smoking hai, lot of other things. But according to me, one of the biggest addiction right now, which is ruining a lot of families, is gambling. Because in a short span of time, you can gain money, but at the same time, you're losing almost 10x of your gain, 10x of your money which you're putting in. And I've seen recently a 13-year-old kid has come to my clinic, and his father says that, sir, we lost 20 lakhs because of him. I was like, how is it possible? Then वो लोग बोल रहे he ended up putting his father's Aadhaar card in one of the personal loan. He ended up getting the loan, and then he started using it for gambling activities. And the betting has become just so easy, just one click away. पहले if you have to do betting, you have to go to certain location, उधर जाना पड़ता था, and it used to be a big, huge process. Now because it has been so easy, and it has been so easily shown in the TV as well. टीवी में देखो, ऑनलाइन में देखो, प्रमोट कर रहे हैं. So it has actually caused a lot of trouble, and this has made a lot of families getting ruined, lot of families attempting suicide, lot of families committing suicide as well. So that is how dreadful it is. A poor wife comes to me, and she doesn't know what to do. His husband, who was a nice working chap, working individual, suddenly somebody says, "ये कुछ है आगे है, try कीजिए." In fact, the app is designed, the algorithm is designed in such a way that Anuji, that आपको initially थोड़ा वो interest आता है, आप you win some money. Then he's like, it's an easy way to win some money. I can do it. Then you do twice, thrice. Then the downfall starts. And the downfall starts so rapidly that you won't even realize that you're losing so much money.
Mhm.
And I ask these patients who have gambling addiction who come to me. So you know you're losing money. So how is it? They actually become slave to that app. They become addicted to that app, that it's just like any other alcohol. अगर आप नहीं ले रहे, chronic alcoholic, if you're not giving him for a couple of days, he gets a craving to do alcohol. Same thing happens with gambling. You do for a period of 2 3 weeks, suddenly you stop for 2 3 days, then from the third fourth day you start getting the craving. करना है, थोड़ा करना है. हाँ, शायद वो दिन अनलकी था, इस दिन हम जीत सकते हैं. That is the mindset which is happening. Same addiction process is happening here, and these are ruining families. And आपके podcast के माध्यम से I want to request all the individuals, especially superstars, to come out and make sure that betting or gambling doesn't happen, and people are in the right direction and do not resort to these kind of things.
Superb. So here we come to the last part of our podcast, and it will be a little quick fire round something because we'll be covering some short questions over myth and facts, Madhuji. This is one of my favorite part of the podcast. So as per your expertise, we will be looking into it, what it is actually about, and what is your take on that. सो हमारा इंडिया ना बड़ा ही फिल्मी दुनिया है। तो इसमें एक जिसका इन्फ्लुएंस बहुत है, यू रिक्वेस्टेड फॉर गैम्बलिंग टू कम आउट फॉर स्प्रेडिंग अवेयरनेस। देर इज वन मोर थिंग अबाउट इट मे बी अ मिथ ऑफ फैक्ट, प्लीज क्लैरिफाई। अगर किन्हीं का लव फेलियर होता है या हार्ट ब्रेक होता है किसी इंडिविजुअल का, तो क्या वो पर्सन रियली में पागल हो सकता है? इज इट अ मिथ और अ फैक्ट?
हाँ, तो love is a very beautiful thing, Anand, but movies में lot of unreal things, हाँ शायद थोड़ा सा truth रहेगा. But what I'm trying to say is, if there is love failure or if any failure in your love, people try to avoid it. से देखिए, अगर आपको फेल्यूर हुआ है, you try to not talk to her, not talk to them, you try to delete off everything. This avoidance initially अच्छा रहेगा, but later on at some point in your life it hits you back, and it hits you very bad. And when it hits you very bad, you go through a lot of mental illnesses. It can be depression, anxiety. Of course, pagal bhi ho sakte hai, but it's a very rare case. But best way to recover from any love failure is by absorbing it. हाँ, थोड़ा difficulty हो सकता है. Even if somebody you love and it's not working, and even he or she sits in front of you, it should not affect you. That should be the level of absorb.
Super. We coming
So
to
what I try to tell is, take some time, 3 months, 4 months, take some time, go through the process, absorb it, and then try to recover.
great. The second question here is overthinking is a disease or a habit, Madhuji?
Hmm. Yes, most common question है, how do we stop overthinking, sir? How do we stop negative thinking? मैं एक चीज बोलता हूँ, अनुज जी, थिंकिंग इज important. Without thinking, we cannot do anything in our life. Hmm? Even if you have to reach goals, thinking is important. Even if you have to succeed in life, thinking is important. But thinking should be under your control. हाँ, ये पॉजिटिव हो सकता है, नेगेटिव हो सकता है. मुझे बोल सकते हैं, सर ओनली मुझे पॉजिटिव थॉट्स आना है, आई डू नॉट वांट एनी नेगेटिव. बट दैट डजंट वर्क. अगर लाइफ में अगर आप चीज कर रहे हैं, आपको उसके बारे में पॉजिटिव सोचना है और नेगेटिव सोचना है. इफ यू कीप ऑन थिंकिंग पॉजिटिव अबाउट इट, it's likely that you'll do a big mistake and you won't even realize.
Correct.
So, for a person, both positive thoughts are important, negative thoughts are important. Then you analyze them and you take a decision. That is why thinking is important. Thinking is important for your survival, for your existence, for you to reach goals, for you to succeed. So make sure thinking happens and make sure you analyze out of it.
Correct. Correct. The last question, Madhuji, is that nowadays we find many people for no reason, कोई भी वजह नहीं है, but still they are very upset. They have good car, they have well to, they belong to well to do family, they have good friends as well, but when they sit alone, when they are themselves, they still feel very upset from bottom of their heart. Why is this happening, and the people who is suffering from this, what should be their next steps?
Hmm. Anup ji, uh, I've been trying to tell to all of my friends that uh, even the richest of the persons can go through depression, can go through anxiety. Even the poorest of the persons can be very happy. It has nothing to do with their social economic status. In fact, happiness is individualistic. Happiness is something individual. It's if you are happy, it's on to you. आपको शायद कुछ काम करने से होगा, कुछ फाइनेंशियल सिचुएशन होगा, कुछ ऑक्यूपेशनल hazards, okay, anything is there, but it's very personal. Happiness is personal. One tip I want to give it to everybody is that to remain happy is reward yourself. So क्या होता है सर, रिवॉर्डिंग क्या होता है? So if you do any small thing in a day, suppose take a student, आप आज पढ़ाई करना चाहते हैं, आप पढ़ाई कर, it's done, you've done successfully, you've read whatever you want to read, then you reward yourself half an hour, 20 minutes. Maybe you want to eat something, eat it. If you want to watch something, watch it. So everyday rewarding is important. Once you reward yourself, वो serotonin बढ़ता है body में. And do not wait for that long term goal. Oh, 1 year के बाद when I crack that seat, I'll start rewarding. Every long term goal starts with a small goal. And when you reach that small goal, make sure you reward yourself. So everyday rewarding, every weekly rewarding, anything, do it. And once you reward, things will pump in next day. Okay, I've done this. I'm feeling energetic. Let's go for the next day. And second thing is take life one day at a time. Do not try to be in the past. Do not try to be in the future. And in that process, आपका present ruin हो जा रहा है. आपका present बिगड़ जा रहा है. So make sure you be one day at a time and enjoy that day. Enjoy whatever you want, what you do. If you have certain goals to achieve, do it that day. So these two things I want people to think about, and it will definitely help them to have a happier life.
Wow, super. So it was a great podcast having you, Madhuji, and so simply you enlighten us with all the things and every aspect. We try to cover everything as much as possible, and in such a short span of time, you gave us so much beautiful knowledge. So thank you so much, and definitely we look forward to the steps which you have given us, and to all the viewers who is been looking for their mental health beneficiaries and looking for mental health, I will be definitely giving the link of Madhuji. So you can definitely find it in the description box. But just before ending the podcast, I will request Madhuji to give us 2 to 3 more sentences before ending the podcast.
Right. Anupji, thank you so much. And it has been a great session, beautiful questions. And I want everybody to go through this podcast. And couple of things which I've told again. And आपके podcast के माध्यम से I want to make sure that betting apps are not encouraged, and it is fully discouraged. And also, as far as possible, as far as Anupji can do, and we'll come across, maybe in a bigger platform, we'll try to do it. Maybe maybe a big session in future, we'll try to do it. And thank you so much. And I look forward to coming back again, Anuj.
Thank you so much, Madhuji.
Thank you. Pranam.